Welcome in to the Channel Tennessee podcast. It is September the 21st, 2025. Tennessee takes care of business this weekend. As expected, Mississippi State is on deck this weekend in Starkville, Mississippi. And let's take a look around college football. A lot of crazy things are happening in college football. A lot of teams that are supposed to be good suck. A lot of teams that weren't supposed to be very good are pretty good. We'll break down some teams like Florida, Clemson, Vandy, Texas, South Carolina. We'll go through a lot of those teams. But again, welcome to the Channel Tennessee podcast. I'm your host, Rady, alongside my good friend, Austin Brown. Before we get started, this podcast is brought to you by Southern Turf. My buddy at Southern Turf, Scott. It's turf time in Tennessee. Give my good buddy, Scott from Southern Turf, a call for a free quote on your artificial turf needs, ranging from backyard to a football field to putting greens and more. Scott has a solution at an affordable price compared to his competitors. Give him a call at 704-960-2651. That is Southern Turf. All right, my dude, let's get into this. Tennessee takes care of business against UAB as expected. We can break that down first a little bit. There's not much to break down. We can get a little nitty and gritty and a little nitpicky if we want to. The Mississippi State is on deck for this weekend in Starkville, Mississippi. I know several people who are going to make that trip down there. But first, let's break down the game this weekend. What did you see? What did you like? What did you dislike, Austin?
I mean, there's little you can take from this. I mean, you just kind of lined it up. You played very vanilla and kicked the crap out of them. Maybe they went out of their way on a few times, but overall, it was just a good performance. I mean, it's what I wanted. A couple times we did have busts in our coverage, and I didn't like seeing that. Obviously, you're not wanting to go all the way, and there's some guys you aren't even going to play, but it's still like not good to see that.
Right. My buddy Josh Elswick chimes in from Collectibles and More. He said, "What's up, boys? What's up, my dude? What's up, Josh?" This past weekend, actually, I keep saying this past weekend, I was very pleased with Joey Aguilar, of course. Joey Aguilar just seems to get better and better. That throw that he had to Mike Matthews, when you were sitting right next to me in the stadium, it was hotter than the devil's butthole out there. It was so freaking hot out there in that stadium. But that throw to Mike Matthews, that deep ball throw, we were sitting right behind Joey Aguilar, and we saw the throw, and it was almost like, if you watch golf, it's almost like he put a hook on the ball, and the ball started out going straight and kind of hooked to the left and caught Mike Matthews. He threw Mike Matthews open, and it was such a beautiful throw. Kudos to Joey Aguilar. He just keeps getting better and better and better.
It's funny you say it had a hook like a golf ball, and we know that Joey golfs a whole lot. So maybe that's like something
I don't
translating to his game. I don't know, but man, he okay, watching around the country a little bit, you kind of get an idea of what you are and what Tennessee is. I'm not trying to sound inherent bias or whatever, but I like it. I feel like we got a good team. This is a straight up good team. Are they perfect? Absolutely not. Is there any team in the country that's perfect? Absolutely not. There's not a perfect team out there, and I've seen Tennessee's best, and it's pretty damn good. That's what gives me a lot of hope for this team, and you really saw that when you watched all the other games Saturday, because like teams like Oklahoma, South Carolina, teams that were thought of to one time be up there in the best, and I mean Oklahoma is up there, but at the same time it's like you see what they're made of. That in Miami too. I do not think Miami's like some unbeatable team. No, they're top 5, I guess.
I mean, Miami's pretty good. I think Miami is. They're not some unbeatable team, but they're one of those teams where you look at and you're like, that team's really hard to beat. They don't do anything special. They don't do anything flashy. They're just it's weird like talking about Miami like this, but they're kind of a bust you in the mouth type team. Like Florida's offense isn't is terrible. Florida is just doo-doo juice. I mean, they're not very good, but it seemed like in that game that Florida DJ Lagway was seeing about 20 defensive players on the field. That's what Miami's defense seemed like. Again, they seemed like they had 20 dudes on the field at the time. But
same thing happening as LSU though for him.
Yeah,
exactly. Maybe more of a Lagway thing than anything.
Yes, but still, yeah, exactly. Maybe he just is not at a good fit. Maybe Josh Heupel can fix him. I don't know. But what you just said about Tennessee and the other teams around the country, like Tennessee, besides losing to Georgia, and it was a gut punch loss. We get it, but Tennessee is one of the most consistent teams in the entire country right now that I've seen. Like they are consistent week in and week out. They do the same things week in and week out. They have not had a game to where they just have a dud. Like not yet, at least not
yet. You mentioned like the most impressive thing we did was like almost beat Georgia, and I would still say that is definitely the most impressive. And it really is a gut punch too, because a field goal like that's such an arbitrary thing where you feel like, well, this happens most of the time. So in theory, we should have freaking won this game. I mean, I don't think the coaches really controlled that much in that situation. So you feel like that should be on a resume. And if you add that to a resume, look around the country, I mean, you're top 3 at worst, truth be told. And Joey's leading the race for the Heisman, but you didn't. And here's actually something I recently thought of and was actually discussing with Joey's father before the game. Maybe it's not trying to be like classic, well, maybe this is a good thing for us kind of guy. But I will say, not that this loss is going to like propel us to things, but more or less like Tennessee didn't see their peak. Like if we won that game, it would have been like we are the talk of college football. Everyone's talking about us. We're on the radar. We're the team of September. And you know what the team of September never does? Won it all. So maybe it's good that didn't happen for us, and we can still keep fighting to find the best Tennessee.
Well, you heard it after the game. Josh Heupel was still a little bit pissed off about the defense and how they're not playing like the standard that he wants. Which I'm glad that we had a game after Georgia like UAB, and we didn't go straight to like another SEC caliber type team. So we could kind of like maybe fix those things. It didn't look like they fixed a whole lot in that UAB game. And I get it. We have injuries and stuff like that. But it's the same old stuff. Jackson Taylor chimes in and says, why is Tim Banks so bad on 4th down? Austin, you want to answer that?
I don't know. He's
and, third down. And third down. And third down.
I'd say secondary injuries are part of that. I will definitely say, but it's you don't have Jermon McCoy. That's a big part of it. That was a lot of the reason it was great last year in situations like that. Like we were good at getting teams off the field last year because man, I saw Nico go 3 and out a lot, and the only reason I saw that was because the defense kept giving him opportunities to go 3 and out. So just based on how much I saw Nico, you could say, man, we had a damn good defense last year. I don't remember the stats, but I'm pretty sure we were highly efficient on 3rd and 4th down last year. I remember that being a factor. And why is it so bad now? I will say without Jermon McCoy and Will Brooks, this is a whole different story. And I also think you played 2 pretty good offenses. That's actually, I mean, UAB, I'm not taking them really into account. Like, you did fine. But, like, you want to talk about how the 3rd down defense looked against Syracuse and Georgia, you got to think about how those teams are pretty damn good right now. We found out how good Syracuse really is. That our win against Syracuse improved massively this weekend.
And they lost in jelly, too. They lost them for the whole season. How bad is that for Syracuse?
Oh my God!
They lost him for the whole season with an Achilles injury. Like that sucks. And Jelly's a baller. That kid's a baller.
He'll be great next year.
Lost for the season, and that sucks for them. Like
they know it's for the season.
Oh yeah, I mean I saw a report saying he's gone for the season. Unless I got bamboozled, which I don't think I did.
And I think the game was kind of put away when it happened, which is just even worse. When like you literally feel like you traded your entire season for this one game. That is the closest that feeling can come.
Mm-hmm.
And well, Tennessee had that happen way back in the day. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Tony Robinson was lost in the Alabama game, and Daryl Dickey ended up taking the replacement, the AD's son.
Yeah.
Um,
Pete Thamel said sources Syracuse quarterback Steve Angeli will be out for the remainder of the year after an MRI revealed he has a torn Achilles.
I don't know
That
how good the
injury
backup is, but
sucks.
that takes them from
Yeah.
8-4 to 5-7. I don't know their
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen their schedule
Yeah.
recently, but it's
Yeah.
bad. That's that blow. But for us, okay, well, at the end, when we're in playoff talks now, though, you got to think of this. They're not going to value that win we had over Syracuse as much as they would have if that injury didn't occur. You know,
No.
so
Yeah. They
but
will. Yeah. They will. Yeah. They will.
they will,
They'll
but
value. They'll value it. Yeah. They will.
even if they go 5-7,
Well, yes, because they know that they're with their backup quarterback. So when Tennessee won that game
that's
against
true.
Syracuse, and then they came out and did the things they did before Angeli got injured, that's a good Syracuse team. And they were supposed to be the worst team ever. They were supposed to be bad. But that coach that they got is dude, that guy is I think he's gonna be one of the next big things. Like seriously, that guy is good. That guy is really good. I mean, he outcoached Josh Heupel in that game for about a quarter and a half. He did.
Yeah,
He's pretty
he's
good.
great.
He's pretty good.
I mean, hell, last season, Cal, can't think of his name, Kyle, the quarterback for Syracuse last year, he set the single season record for passing yards and
Yep.
for an ACC team.
Mm-hmm.
And that was year one, and it looks like he's kind of finding the magic again. Yeah, if he gets to a place, he was I think he was the DB coach of Georgia. He's a defensive coach, which is surprising knowing how great this offense looks.
But yeah, but I guess he knows he's smart enough to realize that offense is going to win you now in college football. That's just a thing. Like you can have a Tennessee's on the verge of that. I think too. We were talking about this at the game. If Tennessee just has a good defense with this offense, we said it under Hendon Hooker. Same thing. But Hendon Hooker, that defense was just not good. It's a bad defense, and so if you can have a good defense, and the defense is only going to get better moving forward because you're going to start to get pieces back. Hopefully, my goodness, it seems like it's taking forever, but honestly, it's just fourth week of the season. But you're going to start getting pieces back, hopefully, and the defense is not going to get worse. It's not going to regress. It is what it is right now. Tim Banks, I don't know. It's frustrating at times, but Tennessee did have a great defense last year. They lost a crap ton of people off the defensive side of the ball last year. And for them to have, they just need to have a good defense with the offensive production we're getting. And if Tennessee's defense gets just a tad bit better, it doesn't have to get a whole lot better. It just needs to be a little bit better. Like that can carry you a long way. It really can because Tennessee's defense is known for, bending but not really breaking that much. And people are given so much so much of their energy on you gave up 24 points to UAB. Dude, our third and fourth stringers were in there. What are you talking about? Like the only time they really scored when our first stringers was in there was that like right before was that one time. And then you had a bunch of second and third stringers in there, and then Boo Carter managed to punch it out. And he was the only starter basically out there. So I mean, you just got to be good. It's got to be good.
I mean, yeah, there was nothing that happened when that game was truly on the line. And I mean, does that show a lack of depth versus last year? Yeah, I think we have less depth than we had last year at certain spots. D line without Hobbs and Moy and there's another one. I can't think of his name. But without those guys, you are significantly weaker. And you had what's his name? Omari Thomas last season. You had you had Omari Thomas last season. You had James Pierce. You had several guys on that line that aren't here anymore, and it's evidence. There's evidence there that he's being missed, and even guys like I thought would step up. Jamal Wallace, the transfer from JUCO. I kind of thought he would be a bigger factor, but they're not even hardly let him play in games like yesterday. I don't know why not, but it's just it's been weird there.
It is a really good thing that Colton Hood is getting the playing time he's getting right now, because Jamal McCoy comes back. Colton Hood does not need to leave that field. It is Colton Hood is that dude is everywhere. It seems like he's all over the place. He's like I don't even know who he reminds me of. He's a gamer, man. That was such a good portal pickup. Like he's such a gamer. He's really fun to watch.
I'm thinking to myself though a lot, like every time we get a defensive back from the portal, we seem to hit on him of late. I mean, obviously McCoy, that was the home run, and then Colton Hood. I mean, hell, we don't really know how good he could be. Maybe I'm not saying he's going to jump up the draft boards. Yeah, I mean, this guy could be like how we're viewing Jermar McCoy. Maybe by the time he's done here, you don't know.
He's not big. He's not overly big. He's not strong, but I'm gonna take that back. He is pretty strong. He's strong for his size.
Strong.
That dude's strong for his size, but he's not big. He's kind of like, I'm not gonna compare him to Inky Johnson, but Inky Johnson was a small dude, but Inky Johnson packed a freaking punch. So he kind of like
Emmanuel Mosley.
Yeah, Emmanuel. Yeah, that's a good comparison. That's a really good comparison. Yeah, Emmanuel Mosley. He's kind of got that dog that Emmanuel had, where he can hit you, and
he's got speed. Play the ball. I think he's more like he's got more all over speed though than I feel like Emmanuel had. Emmanuel had good straightaway speed. This guy can go everywhere with his speed. He's more compact in that sense, you know. Mm-hmm. And that's when you take a good DB to a great DB. And I don't know how high his ceiling is here. I really don't. This guy was not the biggest recruit. He wasn't a nothing recruit. He was, one of those middle guys, like kind of like Cam Sutton was when he came here. And we seemed to hit on him by every measure. And then you got Ty Redmond, the true freshman. I mean, if you're doing this stuff at 18, I can't imagine you're going to get worse. You're going to get worse at it. And from what I've heard, that guy is just the ultimate worker. He'll put his head down and just work on his craft, like straight focused, which is exactly when you know you hit on a recruit. Yes, I just
no, wasn't.
But so we nailed that one, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, we've nailed almost not every transfer portal guy, but we've hit on a lot of them. I mean, a lot of them. I mean, Chris Brazel, look at that. Todd McShay
That's crazy.
Todd McShay has that dude as like his right now. It's his like number one wide receiver prospect off the board for the NFL draft. Like, I will. Here's the thing that I have noticed about Josh Heupel. When receivers leave, when like a receiver like Chris Brazel that played with all the dudes that he played with last year, he wasn't the spotlight. He wasn't the go-to guy. And now those guys are gone, and now he is the go-to guy. And when he's become the go-to guy, kind of like Hyatt. Hyatt wasn't the go-to guy. And then the second year under Heupel, what did Hyatt do? I mean, he went berserk. Absolutely berserk. Chris Brazel last year. First year under Heupel. Didn't do much. Second year under Heupel. Going berserk. One of the best wide receivers in the country. It's crazy when you get to in the Heupel system for a couple years, how things change with these players. It's like they're being coached. Wow. Isn't that crazy?
I do wonder that if Brazel kind of gets put on notice now, they treat him differently. They instead of putting their second best DB on Brazel, no, like he's always had the number 2 DBs on him. He never has the primary coverage that's reserved for Mike Matthews because he has so much speed. You wonder now if teams are going to start prioritizing to defend him, that he might go down a little bit in his production. But at the same time, you could see Mike Matthews suddenly getting the spotlight again, because he'll be what you've done here that's so great with this receiver room is that you have so many weapons. Like, so you can't ever double team these guys.
Isn't that crazy now?
Yeah.
Because at the beginning of the season, what was the word? Oh, these receivers. Oh my God, we're we're gonna lack
Well,
this.
it wasn't like we were scared of the top three. We were scared that there's nothing under the top three.
But you did not know that Chris Brazel was going to do this.
No, that has blown me away.
You did not.
I mean, I'm actually just thrilled they're all playing. To be honest,
I know
because they were all hurt all the camp.
And you have, but now you look at Tennessee and you have Brazel on one side, Mike Matthews on the other side. Now it's like, where the hell did this come from? Like those are two of the most scarier dudes in the SEC right now, wide receiver. Like not the scariest, but like they're two of the scarier dudes on a roster, because now you have Chris Brazel, who can burn you deep, who can burn you from underneath. He can run routes perfect. He can burn you deep. You have Mike Matthews, who has a little drop issues going over the middle or with underneath passes, but Mike Matthews can beat you underneath. Mike Matthews can beat you deep. You have two dudes who can do the exact same thing. Because usually you have the one guy that's like a burner, then you have the slot guy, but them two dudes can do the exact same thing. And Mike Matthews is not even close to the size of Chris Brazel, but he can go up and get it like Chris Brazel can, which is wild for his size. The guy's got hops.
Yeah, that's what Mike Matthews was such a big deal, because he was a consensus 5-star number one receiver. I don't think he was the number one receiver in the country. He was top 5 though for sure when he came out of high school, and so he was a big time hit. I mean, I remember watching him like a lot before his commitment. Just like, please do not visit anywhere else. Please don't ask around for whatever. I don't know the kid, but as a fan, it was a stressful recruitment. It felt like, for some reason.
It was.
It wasn't, but it was. It's so crazy. It's like my paranoia was the only thing hurting me. Like, it was like, he's out of state. He has no connections here. Why is he coming here? What are we doing? Like, it's one of those things, like, when I don't know, you feel like you don't have a hold there, with a dude like that, when he's such a highly touted guy, not in your state, and that state has a great team. That was Georgia. But, yeah, this receiver room, it's really better than you even think. And you got Travis Smith Jr. He looks absolutely fantastic.
We talk about him. We talk about him for a second. I told you when we got to the game, I haven't really looked at the players like when they're on the field warming up and whatnot. But I got a chance to kind of get in there early on, because usually I kind of just wander in there about 20 minutes till kickoff. And I got in there a little bit early. And Smith, that dude is huge. Not realize how big that dude is. That dude just to be a freshman, that guy is a monster of a man. And he's only 18. And that's crazy to me, because if you see him up close, he's one of the bigger wide receivers we have. I don't know his height or weight or whatever, but he just looks big. He looks like a tank out there. And if he gets his opportunities, that dude could be special. I really do think he can, because he was a top recruit. Is he out of Memphis?
No, that was actually Darius Jackson.
Darius Jackson. Okay.
He was out of I think Atlanta.
Yeah, he
somewhere
was.
Georgia.
Yeah, somewhere in Georgia. Yeah, because Darius Jackson is from Memphis, but the Smith guy, he's huge. He's a big old boy. So I'm kind of curious to see how that plays out. If like someone happened to get injured or something like that, him step in. I don't think it'd be. He'll.
I mean, he will. Odds are he will have to, and that. But I feel exactly the same way you do. I feel pretty freaking good about it. It really is funny though. Like, we had so much concern all over the place about this offense last season.
Mm-hmm.
And you really think about it, it's like, oh, you put a capable quarterback in there that doesn't throw like the dumbest pass, it doesn't overthrow his receivers, and doesn't, he just gives his guys a shot. Like, that's all he's doing. That's all Joey's really doing, and knowing 100%. When to do it.
Well, he's smart, and I wrote these things down. I tweeted out from our account Saturday night, and I tweeted out and said, observations so far this season. One, Joey's awareness is different. His awareness is just insane. Like, his awareness in the pocket, he can hear the footsteps. He just knows when to move. He knows when to move. He doesn't stand there like a statue like our previous quarterback did. And more observations. One of the best backfields in the country. A lot of people are like, no, it's not even close. Yeah, it is. They're one of the best. Like in regards to getting the ball in their hands and making plays. You have a three-headed monster in the backfield that is it's crazy because you have Star Thomas, which I think he's ultimately get the most carries. Deshaun Bishop is not no slouch, so Deshaun Bishop's good. Peyton Lewis can have his moments. So you have three dudes that can actually run the ball back there behind the offensive line. And that's my next key is offensive line is protecting the quarterback. Offensive line is creating holes for the running backs. Offensive line is looking really damn good. Really, really damn good.
The O-line, man, I'm blown away by it. Like,
me too.
This was a big concern last season. I mean, it was something we had to deal with. I mean, a lot of the reason we felt okay about how Nico performed was we kind of didn't feel that great about the line. It was like serviceable, but that was pretty much the only way to describe it. At best, it was serviceable.
Yeah.
Lance Hurt, totally out of shape last season. Kind of hurt this season. I mean, he's one of the best tackles you can ever have. And
yeah.
Umarov,
it's crazy. That's crazy.
Umarov's been pretty good.
We ran from I formation. You see that?
Yeah.
We ran from I formation. And
on the goal line. You know what I immediately thought though? You know what I thought?
What?
Right when that happened was Jim Chaney, man.
Oh yeah.
Jim Chaney talks to our team or talks to the coaches and suddenly I formation's getting involved. I know they said it happened in the off season, but it's funny that comes out and you see some I formation.
But it's weird because Joey Aguilar has never been that quarterback in his entire existence of playing football. He looked natural. I mean, I know it was one snap, but it looked good.
It's almost like he can play multiple offenses.
Yeah, it didn't look weird. It didn't look awkward or anything like that. And that's pretty good. And another observation. This is the biggest one that has kind of, poked his head out a little bit. Our mistakes are quickly forgotten. When we make a mistake, it's like it never happened the next possession. It's like it never happened. It doesn't bug them.
Never even happened.
It doesn't get to them. They just keep going like it never happened. And that's one big thing that I feel like separates Joey Aguilar, brings this presence. And you can tell big time because when Joey Aguilar makes a big play and he's running down the field to celebrate, the whole team's following him. And they're high-fiving him. They're high-fiving him. They're excited. That is the biggest difference. That makes the biggest difference in the entire world when your quarterback is liked by the whole team. Ain't that weird when people like you, that they play hard for you? Offensive line all of a sudden is great because they want to protect you. It
is really the key. I mean, I don't want to go back to the JG days or nothing like that, but I will bring it up. Like, just seeing our team with, like, there is a certain look to it when you have the wrong quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, you immediately see it. You cannot watch a whole half football. Mm-hmm. If you watch a half football with a bad quarterback, you know what you saw. It's like there's a certain feeling, and truth be told, you immediately think in your gut, like, this will never work. Why are we still trying it? And occasionally you'll break out of that and find a good offense. But a lot of times it's not there, and it might just not ever become there or come around there.
Yeah.
And maybe that guy transfers out and finds success. I don't know, but it doesn't look like the case right now for Nico. But Lord, hate for me to talk about a guy on his bye week.
Okay, I know the Nico thing, whatever, but I got to bring this up too. This situation for him, it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's fun to watch.
It's fun.
I love it.
It shouldn't be fun because, like, I don't want to be whatever. I'm just a millionaire that's in my age range now, sort of, kind of. I mean, I'm old enough to remember being 20. So I can kind of just relate there, and I don't like how he's making his decisions. Truth be told, I think he's got a bit shitty about it all. Truth be told, leaving your team in the dust like that, it's just kind of, and I'm not, does that justify, rooting against the kid? Yeah. In my opinion, it does. It does. I'm no saint. I'm a working class man myself. That's just my take on it all, man. We're just all trying to get by. I get it. But man, it's like
I would feel sorry for you. I would feel a tad bit sorry if you wouldn't have just left practice and just went MIA. I would feel a tad sorry for you if you showed up and then you told Heupel, "Hey, I want to transfer," but you didn't even show up. So I don't feel sorry for you one bit. Everything that happens to you is your fault. No one else's.
It's funny how like the consensus here is he didn't handle his business like a man. That's kind of how we're perceiving it, and yet the whole time we're like, it's probably his dad's fault as well. So that's just, I mean,
it's both of theirs. It's both of theirs.
I mean, he has got a leash around you, man. I mean, you can make your own calls here, and I still see him liking all the posts from the players at UT. I'm just like, what the hell, man? What are you doing? Like this, you act like you had no choice in this matter, and like, oh, I'm just happy to be closer to home. Well, you sure as hell don't seem like you should be happy. I'll be honest, it's not looking fun. That looks not fun at all. I mean, they really. When I was watching Oklahoma State the other night lose to Tulsa, I really want to see that matchup, Oklahoma State UCLA. I want to see if they can really put together the worst power conference game you'll ever watch with two eyes, because I truly believe that's what like Mike Gundy versus Nico. That would just be so entertaining.
Mike Gundy is done.
Yeah, he's done.
He sucks now. And that's a whole thing with NIL now. Is you have coaches that have not kept up with it, that have not adapted to it. And let's go ahead and take a look around the country right now. Okay. You have Dabo Swinney, who definitely hasn't adjusted to it. You have people like Mike Gundy, who hasn't adapted to it. And maybe if he didn't use Tennessee for such big pay raises, that they might have some more money left over to pay the players. I don't know. But you let this guy, you as an Oklahoma State fan, he had some good years. He was really good. But he used Tennessee to boost him to get a raise.
Yeah. I mean,
several times.
Do I blame the guy? Do I hate the guy? Like some people, I kind of find it funny. Some of our fans really have like this strong hate though for Mike Gundy. Oh, he used us. Like, I mean, just to be fair, if I were like a opposing coach and I see a program I can get a raise through, like my agents tell me, hey, go after this job and you'll make some more money, but you'll stay where you're at. It's like, sure, why not? I don't care. It's not my job for you to be a good program. Mm-hmm. Let me take advantage of you. Like I don't blame him really. Am I angry about that slightly? I mean, I don't know, maybe. But it's just like I get his perspective on it. So I don't really hate him like in that way. It's just the only thing we have to look at here is just the coach not adapting to the times.
Yeah.
I mean, they've never recruited well. They have never recruited well. They just banked on playing style, and they somehow land this under recruited receivers and quarterback and start winning games. And it was a fun little time there.
But yeah, well, you gotta think too. Is Mike Gundy created that type of offense that a lot of teams run now that don't have the talent? Like you get teams like Memphis and teams like that. They run that style of offense because they don't have the players, and it works if you don't have the players. But you have like Josh Heupel kind of runs that same style, not as much as Mike Gundy, but Josh Heupel has the talent around him to make plays. Mike Gundy, like you said, he doesn't recruit like Heupel.
The problem with him is he really doesn't have the talent.
No,
I mean, you may not have talent, but you at least have talent. Then there's Oklahoma State. They got Hagel. They got a guy that's like. There's got a few guys who are like, man, this is kind of fast. That's the kind of guys you got. You got like if you go to like a big time high school football game, there's always that big time running back for that one team, and then the other team they got a running back.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you got, Oklahoma State. They got a running back.
Mm-hmm.
He's a running back. He might 3rd and 4. He might bust one open. You don't know. I mean, he does it once every 10 years. So, that's the kind of guys Oklahoma State got. And oh my God, there's one thing about being bad, and there's another thing like being bad with no heart or strategy, and that's also what they are. It's a bit of both worlds, and it's sad when you are like the talentless team in the you look like the most talentless team, and you're already in a conference that's like built for teams with less talent. But yeah, this is gonna be his last season. I'm pretty
it's gotta be
100% sure.
Okay, so it's gonna be his last season. He is not gonna be back. There's no way. Oklahoma fans are calling for Oklahoma State fans are calling for his head. Let's talk about another coach that is really starting to frustrate his fan base, and it's been like this for a couple of years. Dabo Swinney comes out and just goes off last week on his this question. And the question wasn't even absurd. It was like something of like about the offense or something like that. And then Dabo goes on this tangent. You don't like winning? You don't like this winning style we've done? We've gone to we were 8 of the last 11 ACC whatever. I don't know. It just goes on this tangent. If you guys don't like winning, he does that whole thing. And a week later, he comes out and gets his just balls blown in by Syracuse. You talk about a man who has not adapted to the times. Dabo Swinney is the biggest of them all of not being able to adapt to the times because they suck.
He always comes across to me as like a guy who just watched an entire series of some show and he's like gonna apply those scenes in his life. He's like, this is the dramatic music's playing in his ears. You know what? You don't know nothing about us. If you want to win, you better have me. He's there's some guys that just aren't good at failing, and he is that guy. And he is when you build your whole philosophy, like I have nothing against Dabo, really. It's just it appears to be a guy that was too dead set on like ruling his kind of kingdom, Like he was so dead set on not doing certain things like NIL, transfer. And I mean, he's done it a little bit now, but he hasn't done it full fledged. And it's really been his demise because there's no reason for them to truly be failing. They recruit higher than any team in that conference, and they will lose to the lowest of the lows. It's really mind boggling.
I think Dabo, his career can be summed up by like the Robert Downey Jr. and Tropic Thunder. He's like, I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing another dude, but he's disguised as another dude, and he's another dude because now he's another dude. It's like you haven't adapted to the times. That's like the most Robert Downey
fish
Jr.
out of water.
Yeah, it's just man, he's so cringy. And I put this on Twitter, and I really do think this because people can debate and send their little arguments all they want to. Clemson died the night they played Tennessee in the Orange Bowl. They died.
It was
because the whole hype around Cade Klubnik, that he was a freshman, he was the biggest deal. Tennessee trampled his ass that game. He never got going. He got trampled.
There has been a theory that's been discussed with us because, for forever, the big time team from the Southeast in that Carolina, Tennessee region has been UT. We are the biggest team in that little region of the country. We're the team. We're the good team that's wearing orange out of the Southeast. That was our identity when we go play like Notre Dame or Michigan or whatever. That we were a brand, and then we went through way too big of a down slope. That's what happened in Tennessee. They plummeted to the ground in 2000 from 2008 to 2021. And in that time period, it felt like Clemson kind of subbed in as that team. Yeah. The good orange team from the Southeast. I know that's a little convoluted, but it really did feel that way. And Dabo had a great little thing going there. He recruits high. He recruits like at the SEC in the ACC, which is an amazing advantage. But it seems like he hasn't adapted to the times. And I've heard a lot of people discussing though. Oh, is Clemson going to fire him? I'm like, are you out of your minds?
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
He was in the playoff last season. He won your conference last year. I mean, this sucks. Not gonna lie, this isn't a good year. This looks like it's going to be a down year, probably like 7-5, 6-6. But Lord Almighty, you're Clemson, and this guy literally just won a title. Like, if you took his last 7 years, like every year after his last national championship, he's probably still like a top 3 coach in Clemson history.
Yeah,
you know,
and we that's probably the top coach in Clemson history.
No, without like if you took away his national titles, he's still a top 3 coach. But with his national titles, he's obviously one of the greatest coaches of the last 20 years.
I mean, you just don't listen. If it keeps progressing like this, yes, you gotta change it up. You gotta find someone new. If it like 2 more seasons, if this is still going on, yeah, it's time. Like, get rid of him. He's gone. But from a Tennessee fan to a Clemson fan, don't do something stupid. Don't do something stupid, because you're seeing what's going on with Florida, where they fired Will Muschamp. They have not been right since.
I don't know. Will Muschamp,
not Will Muschamp. Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen.
Or Mullen. Yeah,
you fired Dan Mullen, and you see what happens. You're like, oh, it wasn't good enough, and then, but you have to.
Dan Mullen, you come to us.
Yeah, but you have to like
Dan Mullen defense squad. So when someone talks shit about Mullen, didn't think so. Everyone got shirts with Leggett's face on it. We're busting some frat like, man, Mullen can't coach for shit. Say it, talking shit, huh? Oh, sorry, sir, I forgot. Under our new god, Dan Mullen.
But you gotta think too.
Sorry.
No, you're good. It's fine. You got to think too as well. Like, when Clemson was in their years of like winning the conference, winning titles. Name the teams in the ACC that year. What was Miami like?
They were pretty freaking down. I mean, Mark Richt had them going for a little bit, but
Florida State.
I mean, no.
That was a Jimbo Fisher.
Willie Taggart.
Yeah. Those are the
Norvell. Years. I mean, of late they've been a factor. Is it weird it's like you wonder if they're Mike Norvell's teams always have had this weird, like, are they a fraud kind of look to them, you know?
Yeah.
Which that's what you get when you play in that conference.
Yeah, but you got to think that when they're winning big like that, every team was down.
With Jameis back in the day they were, but it's still weird now for me.
Yeah. But during their winning time, that whole conference was real down. Besides them.
Yeah, it was incredibly down. I mean, it's not
real down.
Well, I say it's up now. I don't know. I mean, no, actually, I'd take it back. It wasn't. It's actually probably better than it is right now. I would argue. I mean, Louisville with Lamar Jackson, and Florida State had some.
Well, I'm just talking about the big boys. Miami was down. Florida State was down. Like, those big programs are down.
I feel like it's a lot of Clemson though. I feel like they haven't just replenished with enough depth, you know, and they've been picked off. They've had their resources kind of picked off through the portal era, and they haven't been able to replace it right because it's a lot of freshmen. Yeah. And I think, like, honestly though, the offense seems to be a huge issue right now, and that was supposed to be your big calling card. And I mean, we looked at your roster in the preseason and said, yeah, this is going to be one of the best offenses, and you guys haven't performed for crap. And I don't know the situation, you know, like a diehard Clemson guy would, but it seems to me there's something a little wrong there. But it looks like it's Miami's conference at this moment.
At this moment, yes, it does. I would say Florida State too. I wouldn't count them out. Like you said, you don't know what it is with Florida State. Are they frauds? We don't know. We'll find out, but we don't know. All right, let's talk about Florida.
Let's talk about that. Florida.
Let's talk about that.
Let's go to the team in Gainesville. I mean,
what? Okay, so a couple weeks ago they put out the statement, Billy Napier's here to stay. We support Billy Napier. We just that is literally a 2-week notice card. When anytime a program puts that out, you are done. That is a death sentence. When you see that we support Billy Napier, you're done. You're completely done. Florida's completely done. Billy Napier will not be here when Tennessee goes down to the swamp.
No.
And if Tennessee loses to that Florida team, I quit, dude. I quit. There is no reason Tennessee should even struggle with that dumpster fire of a program right now. They're terrible.
It really is.
I'm loving it. They suck. I love watching them just suck at life. I eat it up. Eat it up. You got to go down there. You got to beat them. Because by then they won't have a head coach. By then they probably won't have DJ Lagway.
Take my straw. Sorry. If you ever seen the movie There Will Be Blood, there's a scene in it where he goes like, I eat your ice cream. I stick my straw in your ice cream and I drink it up. It's a very famous scene. But yes, they are absolutely god awful. I completely agree with you. Sorry, I am not focused on it. But
that's fine.
But
we all know. Everyone knows. Yeah, we know.
But it does seem like
I love it.
I wonder how much longer this lasts.
I hope forever.
Do you think? No, I mean like Billy Napier having employment there.
Oh, dude, it's coming fast. It's coming fast. It's coming.
It has
quick.
to be like next week, right? Or next 2 weeks. Let's see who they got coming up.
Oh, their stretch is brutal. Their stretch.
I mean, there's not any breathing room. I think maybe Kentucky though. Maybe Kentucky.
Their schedule is the worst.
Next weekend they are at home against Texas.
They're gonna win 3 games.
At home against Texas.
No,
we don't really like how Arch works. Looks really.
I don't. Hang on. We're gonna get to Arch in a minute, but go down that list real quick. You had it pulled up. You have Texas
at home. Yeah, I got it pulled up right now. They are at home against the Longhorns, and then they very next week they go to A&M. So that's you're not winning that game. Then you're at home against Mississippi State. Then you get a little breathing room. You get a bye. Oh, and you're in the cocktail party against Georgia. Then you go to Kentucky. Then you go to Oxford. And then you come home against the fighting Joey Aguilars. And then you finish it off with maybe the second or best team in the ACC against the Seminoles of Florida State. That is brutal. That is
death row. Have you ever seen a schedule that hard? And what a wonderful time for it to happen. What a wonderful
about it
time.
Is though, like, would I feel that bad if this was Tennessee?
Yeah.
I feel like it's a lot worse because of how bad Florida is. Like we would beat USF. You beat USF. We beat USF, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And LSU in Death Valley altogether, but like they cannot move the ball to save their life right now. LSU. I feel like we might win that game.
Hey, don't say that to Brian Kelly.
No.
Don't tell the offense that works.
When I talk to him next Thursday, as me and Brian always do, we have little pillow talks. But I won't bring it up.
What kind of question is that? Like what? It's a good question, you idiot. Answer it. That dude's a psychopath.
Put the Karen haircut on him.
Go path.
He is. Yeah, he's a murderer.
All right, let's get into Texas.
Kill someone. I can't think that's the term.
Let's get into Texas because they do have Texas coming up. And speaking of Arch Manning, I don't dislike Arch Manning. I have nothing against Arch Manning. I am so sick of the media just sucking this guy off. Like he came in the end zone, scored a touchdown against the 0-4 Sam Houston State.
A team that was FCS 2 years ago.
And then flexes on the guy. And then ESPN's like, whoa, Arch is flexing his muscles. It's Sam Houston State, man. Like this narrative, because of his last name, he has sucked all season. He has looked not good against any team with a pulse. He's looked like he doesn't know where he's at or what he's doing. Oh, wow. Congratulations. You just dominated a high school team, basically, a community college, basically, an 0-4 team.
Are there
Like,
people that are
this
really big Arch
praise,
Manning fans?
I don't know, but the praise for this kid, it's the same as like it's kind of like not as worse than the Nico thing when he went to UCLA. Tennessee made a huge mistake. What were you watching? You know what I'm watching from Arch Manning? Something Nico can do against a shitty team too. He put up 71 on Kent State. Basically the same thing. Like it's nothing. Like look,
It's almost like
give me some
bad
competition.
quarterbacks look better against lukewarm competition. I've loved all the memes, like Arch Manning when he's going up against featured DoorDash drivers. Just like, yeah, when he goes up against NFL players, it's a little tougher, man. So
yeah,
it's really funny. I mean, this whole situation is just kind of funny. Like, I'm not obviously I don't have anything against the Manning family or Arch Manning or whoever, but it's just it's always weird. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not rooting for Texas. Are you rooting for Texas? I'm not rooting for Texas. No one likes Texas. Like, yeah, honestly, if Arch Manning wanted everyone to be in his corner cheering him on, he shouldn't have gone to Texas because everyone roots against Texas. They are probably like, there's a certain like flavor Texas puts in your mouth, like douchebag.
I don't understand about I don't understand how Texas has a lot of money. They got a lot of money. What have they done besides the years with Vince Young? I mean, what have like this thing about how they are just a blue blood powerhouse?
I mean,
besides
it's like
the years of Vince Young and that, what else? What else? What else?
Yeah, it's them and USC are kind of like tied at the hands right because they both kind of have gone the same exact direction since those days. You know, it's just these programs in these big areas but Texas, you feel like they got a little more reason to get better. I mean, they what did they go to? They went to the semifinals last season. Last year was honestly the best year Texas had in a long time. Like really, that's the best team they've had since 05. Or no, 09.
You want to know why?
09.
You want to know why? Because they played no one. Now they got a big boy schedule this year. Let's see how that works out.
I mean, they played Georgia.
They have a big boy schedule this year.
They lost twice, Georgia.
Yes, exactly.
They did.
They have a big boy schedule.
I remember that narrative now.
They didn't play no one last year. They didn't play anyone last year.
And then they struggle with Arizona State in the playoff, and that's not a team you struggle with, man. Like I think next Dillingham's doing something fun out there, but it's not great, you know. It's not like the Big Ten or SEC. So
tell me this, okay? They play Florida next week. They're going to win that. Florida's just ass.
Oklahoma. It's in Gainesville. I mean, it wouldn't blow my mind if Florida won the game. I'll just say that. I'll say that. It would. I mean, really? He throws a couple pick sixes, and it is lag away. I mean, he does have that ability. We've seen it.
The weekend honestly, they play Oklahoma.
Okay, in the Cotton Bowl.
Oklahoma.
That's an interesting game because I don't really feel that confident in either team. I think OU wins that though. I like Mitzir better than anyone.
They're going to be Kentucky. Field. They're going to be Kentucky. Yeah, they're going to be Kentucky because Kentucky is so bad. Texas, Mississippi State. That's interesting. It's interesting. Mississippi State's not terrible. Vanderbilt. And we're going to get into Vanderbilt next to close out the podcast. That right there is intriguing because Vanderbilt is not bad.
Where's
they haven't been tested yet, but it's in Texas. And then Texas goes to Georgia. They're going to lose that. They go to Georgia. They're going to beat Arkansas, and then they go with Texas A&M. They're going to lose that. They're not beating Texas A&M. Oh crap! It's in Texas. Why does Texas have so many damn home games against good teams? They get
Do
all
we?
the good teams at home.
If we play Texas
They got all the good teams
next weekend in Austin,
we beat them.
How does that? You think we beat them?
Yes, we beat them.
Like without our full rotation of defensive backs, I think it would be
yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think we beat them. Yeah, I don't think they're that hard to defend.
Arch Manning will look like a deer in the headlights once again against a decent team. And Tennessee's more than decent. Tennessee's good. They're really good. Tennessee's not Tennessee. Like we sit here and criticize Tennessee. We sit here and nitpick about Tennessee. Tennessee's one of the best teams in the country. I don't care what anybody says.
They really are.
They're one of the most efficient
and if they get
the
healthy on defense,
they are.
Man, it's not even close.
They are.
I think if we are healthy,
that's not hard.
If we're healthy at defensive back and D-line going into the playoffs, I think we have an actual shot at winning a national championship. I really do. And probably the best we've had as an opportunity to do it. I think in the last 20-something years. I mean, I always go to this, and it's something I always end up saying somewhere in there, but it just feels like you can truly feel this is a steady rise with Heupel. I really do feel like the program's getting better and better every year. Like someone was mentioning how defensive players from the 21 and 22 teams, and would they start for this current team? And the answer was no for most of them. Like most of the guys that started when Heupel got here wouldn't be starting on this field right now because the talent level is so much higher now than it was before.
Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah, you're right. You said that at the game the other day. I was kind of hoping like, yeah, kind of right. Yeah. I don't know why you're also
like what
you know why we're agreeing. You want to know why we're agreeing right now? Because you're 24/7 Sunshine Pumper. I am a realistic person, and when I see that it's actually a good thing, we'll agree. We'll agree.
I am not a Sunshine Pumper. People always accuse that of me.
Oh, you are. Oh, what? Yes, you are.
Okay, here's the thing. I understand the flaws. I understand the flaws, but I always look to the ceiling of the best they could do. Like I do believe in that. I am I'm glass half full. That's how I would describe it. Glass half full. I just like to think about the best of my team. I like to picture what their best could look like, and I do lean into that, and I put a lot of hope into it. And that's sometimes my biggest flaw when I'm talking about teams, by always leaning on my best, what I imagine could be the best they could do.
You work yourself up. You work yourself up to believing in something when it doesn't happen. You want to jump off a bridge.
Like I think it's real what I believe in, but it's like it doesn't happen though every time.
Sunshine Pupper. There it is. Thank you for explaining what I just said.
But when I am convinced well, here's the thing. If I like talk about like I do think our coaching's pretty damn good. That's one thing though. Yeah. Like when you don't trust your coach anymore, when you think he's the problem and he needs to go, that's when you can't do it anymore. That's when you can't be glass half full, and all you get obsessed with is him going away, like moving on to someone else.
You want to know how this is my, and then we'll get to the last to close out with Vanderbilt because we got to play the last game of the season. You want to know how I judge if a team is good or not? If someone out there looks at their schedule and they see Tennessee on it, they say, damn, shit, that's a hard game. That is how you judge if a team is good. And every team out there, I don't care who it is, Alabama right now, their fans are like, damn it, we got to play Tennessee. When was the last time someone has looked at the schedule and like, shit, that's a tough game?
That's true, because we grew up in the era where if you were a fan of a good team and you saw Tennessee on that schedule, you're like, win, we'll break their freaking hearts. Occasionally we snuck up and bit you, Auburn 2018, South Carolina 2013, but most time you just kind of looked at that and you're like, boom, win, easy. And like that's a little bit of the period Auburn is in right now, where it's getting a little better day by day, but for the current moment, if you play Auburn at home, you should probably win that game if you're a worthwhile team. that's how you determine what class of team you are in. And right now, I like the company Tennessee's with because it was truly, I can say for certain that I truly believe that if Tennessee gets their best performance and gets healthy, I think they can beat literally any team in the country.
Agreed. I'm not. The eyeball test for me, Tennessee is. They're good, man. They're good. People can bitch and complain about little small ticky tack things. But
The
Tennessee's a
only
good ass
thing
team,
that
dude.
could,
They're a good ass team.
I don't want to end it on a sour note, but I'll just add this. The only flaw I think that could bite Tennessee and keep them from succeeding to their highest ability is definitely the lack of depth. I think the top layer of this team is just elite all across the board, good to elite. That's how I describe it, the top layer. But below, it's a little thinner than I would like. But isn't that most teams? I mean, right now with the current state of college football,
it's every team. Players leave, players go. Players leave, players go. They come, they go. They come, they go. Yeah. All right, let's close out the podcast with this. Do you believe in Vanderbilt?
Like, do they exist?
Sure.
I mean, I believe in a lot of things.
Are they
Rainey,
I don't want to. Are they a college?
I didn't expect questions about my spiritual beliefs, but do I believe in Vanderbilt?
There we are. There we are.
Kinda.
They haven't played much.
Kinda.
Kinda not.
I kinda do.
They beat Virginia Tech, who lost to Old Dominion.
I think they are a good team.
Here is my opinion. Vanderbilt is not the Vanderbilt of old. They haven't been the Vanderbilt of old for a while. Ever since kind of like James Franklin, they had Derek Mason, which was kind of a big drop off. But they had James Franklin, Derek Mason, now Clark Lee. Vanderbilt has not been the same Vanderbilt as they have in the past. But saying that, Vanderbilt is going to have some tests coming up on their schedule. They have a 5-week stretch of it's a pretty brutal schedule, a 5-week stretch during the middle of the season. And we'll see what they're made of then. Look up their schedule real quick. I see you got your phone out. But they got a pretty good little brutal stretch. Yeah.
Okay, they should win next week at home against Utah State. That's a win. They'll be 5-0.
Yes. Yes.
And then they go to Tuscaloosa. Yeah, that's I mean, I'm pretty sure that's a when they're circling. They're what? They're losing?
I don't think they're going to win that.
No, I think I think they're going to win that. Sorry. I was like, really?
No, I don't think
no. Okay, so there's 5-1.
Yes, yeah.
And then they go into a bye week, and then after the bye week, they are at home against LSU. That's an interesting game, man. That's tricky.
LSU is just not that good. They don't look.
Isn't that?
Eye test, they're not that great. They don't look great. You got to score, man.
I thought you're like eye test. I'm just looking at the scores, man. I just don't think they can score.
That's when you look with your eyeballs. You don't look at stats.
10 first downs against Florida.
Result.
What? At home?
Yeah.
5. If we do that, we're getting our ass whooped.
Yes, 5 turnovers for Florida, and you only scored 20 points. That's bad. That is bad. For as much as
10 first downs, that is unbelievable.
Whatever. Chuckle Nut Nesmire, whatever his name is, he can't produce. Like he just can't. So
no, he's just not. He's not that good. I mean, it's like I didn't really get the hype, if that's weird to say, but like you saw a flash here and there last season, but you saw a flash here and there last season, but it didn't look like something that was like anything to write on about, like just put in stone. He is great, and I didn't get it. And you're seeing a little bit the same thing with South Carolina. I mean, everyone thought Sellers was going to be an all-star this season, and let's be fair, the OC is absolutely god awful there.
Sellers is pretty good. I don't care what anybody says. Sellers is good, man. He makes plays. You're just like, okay, that's a good.
He can't keep running back there though. He's trying that Shador crap. What he was doing.
Yeah.
And this isn't always backyard football, man.
Yeah, But like you said, their offensive coordinator is crap. So he probably tries to ignore the play calls like this is stupid. I don't know. But South Carolina, they suck.
Do you feel for their fans at all?
And Vanderbilt, huh?
You feel for South Carolina fans a little bit because, like, I don't know, this felt like the first time they've gotten hype ever since Spurrier's been gone, and then they immediately don't deliver on it. It's like, man, I would like have such a bitter relationship with my team if I was a South Carolina fan, wouldn't you?
Here's my answer. We'll end the podcast on this about that subject of what you just brought up, that question. Do I feel bad for South Carolina fans? No. I don't feel bad for any fans that aren't our fans. I want every team in the SEC's fans to feel like crap every single Sunday when they wake up. I hate everyone in the SEC. I dislike them all. I only care about my team. I hope they're all sad. I hope they all cry. I can't stand any of them. I hope you suffer. That's my answer.
Here's always my mindset. I'm thinking about the fan economy, which is just basically the economy of teams. Well, I don't want an empires to get built up. I like my countries to have their little identity, my teams to have their little identities, and they can survive. Because I feel like if like a good team is always bad, then a super team rises up, out like Georgia and Alabama were back in the day. So that's the only thing I ever think about in those situations. Yeah, I've been told. But but I
thank you.
I will say
W. Randy has the best answer. Randy has the best answer, W says. Thank you. That's all you need to know. Hate
W aka Rainey's burner. Yes. But
that is the stupidest thing ever. You are literally taking up other fan bases. That's the dumbest shit ever.
I'm not taking up for him, but I can get the feeling and like.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I could sympathize. That's the only thing. And it's like South Carolina, it's like I feel for them because of this. They've never seen success ever. I mean, don't get me wrong, I hate them. But they've never had success really, truly ever. Like Spurrier, they had they never even had a 10-win year under him, didn't they? I don't think they had one 10-win season. And like all they have is the ACC title from back in the 60s. And like could you imagine like having a fan base that size but having nothing to show for it? Just literally nothing but state pride. That's all they're running on. It's like it's underachiever you because like they could have been something great because they are in a state that produces a lot of talent. It just typically goes to Georgia or Tennessee or Clemson, and it's wild to see. I do feel for them in a sense, you know, like because I would not be handling that well for myself. But of course I value like I'll take my team's success over everyone else's. But
oh wow, great. That is a good statement right there.
Except for Florida.
Good statement.
Florida can go to hell. Florida fans are the biggest pieces of crap.
We know you like you're secretly a Florida fan.
Have you? You know I am not that confident.
I don't know.
You know,
here is because
those guys think they are the greatest thing on earth, no matter what happens. It seems like.
Well, here's my final take of the night. I don't give a crap. I'm gonna put my mic real close to my mouth. I don't give a crap about South Carolina. I don't give a crap about Vanderbilt. I don't give a crap about Alabama, Florida, Missouri, Kentucky, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, any of them. I could give a crap less about their fans and what they think. I care about one team and one team only. The University of Tennessee Volunteers.
Okay.
That is the only team I side with. Don't care about anybody else.
I'm not siding with them. I'm just like talking about the situation, essentially. But it's interesting now. We're going to see like we've been talking about this for a little while, but you always say that one road bug game is going to get Heupel. That's always his one thing, the one road game. And here we go, our first time on the road. We're wearing our home uniforms, but it's on the road. So we'll have a very interesting show next Sunday because this is a true test. and let's just get the win. Let's just get the win.
Tough place
It's
to
really
play. I don't care how.
This really is the same spot as we were against Arkansas last season.
It's a tough place. Tough place.
Thank God
I've been there.
for 3.
I've been to Starkville. They literally have nothing in Starkville. It is the most bum town ever. But man, do they care about their football team? They care about their sports. Hard atmosphere. We'll see what happens. We'll be back on here next week to do it again. Oh, it's open. Comment. Fun show. We'll be back next week to review the University of Tennessee versus the University of Mississippi State Bulldogs as Tennessee goes to Starkville. We'll end it on that note. Peace out. Good night. God bless. This podcast was brought to you by Southern Turf. We'll do it again next week. Good night, my friends. Good night.